This week in Black History for those football fans. Back in 1919, American football pioneer Fritz Pollard became the first black person to play professional football for a major team, and they were known as the Akron Indians. Amen. Pollard was also the first black man to play in the Rose Bowl because he went to Brown University. In those days, they went to the Rose Bowl. He was also the first black coach, both in the NFL and another league. A lot of people don't know that Fritz Pollard came from Chicago, born right here, first black man. Went to Lane Tech High School. Played football, ran track, played basketball at Lane Tech. Went to Brown University with a chemistry degree. And he was the first black quarterback also and running back in the NFL. Now, some things don't change. He was doing so well that Papa Hallis and the other people that started the NFL banned, there's only 10 blacks, Frank, playing in the NFL in them days. But they banned blacks from playing in the NFL in 1926 and said they could no longer play. And that banning of blacks in the NFL lasted till 1946. And so instead of staying at home and doing nothing, Fritz Pollard started his own league called the Black Football League. And they played black football. And they got a lot of crowds, so they brought him back to the NFL in 1946. And today, brothers are doing pretty good. Amen. This week in Black History, back in 1958, in Little Rock, Arkansas, the residents voted, not the black residents, voted to close the public schools rather than to integrate. And the schools remained closed for a whole year. Now, 2 weeks ago, I told you this happened in 1959 in Prince County, Virginia, and the schools stayed closed for 4 years. Rather than going to school with blacks, they just closed all the public schools. But it also happened in Arkansas this week in Black History. If things happen, they can happen again. Be careful of the vote. They're trying to take your vote away. Anyway, last one. This week in Black History, in 1963, some of y'all were alive then, the Alabama Supreme Court upheld a contempt convention against a young lady named Mary Hamilton for not responding when a prosecutor used her first name, but called all the white people by their Mr. or Mrs. And that was a practice that was widely used in the American South to demean and disrespect black people. Wow. She was, that's her right there, she's light-skinned, but she's still black. She was a field secretary for the Congress of Racial Equality in Alabama, and one of hundreds of activists who were arrested during the protest in the city of Gadsden, Alabama. Matter of fact, they actually called her case, it was very famous back in the day, it was called the Miss Mary case. And that's Miss Mary right there. But she held her ground. She said, if you don't call me miss, I'm not answering your questions. So the court held her in contempt and wanted to jail her for that. But it is what it is. So give yourself a hand. Now you know more about Black history, right?